right, I confess. I've got a crush on an older woman. Girl, actually. She's 21 and an absolute dream. I'd do anything to be as popular as she is. No wonder, because she is bright and pretty. Not just cute, beautiful, and beguiling, especially beguiling. I'd do anything just to have her pay some attention to me, but what chance do I have, an 18-year-old and a 5'4" shrimp to boot? Not even a jumbo shrimp. Isn't that an oxymoron? That's a little play on words, I suppose. I've been wearing cowboy boots for a couple of years now, and sometimes a hat too. The boots make me 5 or 6 inches tall, and the hat is an optical illusion. Oh, I know James Cagney was small, and Alan Ladd and Tom Cruise, but I'm more what you'd call petite, really small built. She'd never pay any attention to me, but I can dream, can't I? At lunchtime, the school lets us have dancing in the gym after lunch and before our first afternoon class. Don't ask me where I got the courage. Maybe from Jack, my only pal who kept egging me on. He's a shrimp too. Anyway, I figured the worst she could do would be to turn me down, so I asked her to dance. The big problem was she was way taller than me except for my heels, older, and I really didn't know how to dance. I asked her anyway, and you know what? She said yes. Well, my knees nearly buckled on the way out onto the floor, and I even tripped on my own feet, and she caught me. Then we stood there while the music played and kids were dancing all around us. I didn't even know how to hold her, so she showed me, and then she said, "You're Nick Gordon, aren't you?" "Yes, how did you know?" "To tell you the truth, Nick, I've noticed you too, and I think you're really cute." "Really? Me?" Right then I turned 6 shades of pink, and we still hadn't moved. "Nick, you don't really know how to dance, do you?" "No, Maria, but I just had to ask you. You're so popular and pretty and everything. Would you like to learn to dance, Nick?" "Would I? You bet." "Well, I think we are going to have me lead then, because that's the only way you are going to learn to dance. Just watch my feet and follow along. I'll push you where I want you to go. You'll feel the pressure of my hand on your waist, and that's the way I want you to go. Understand? Put your right hand in my left and your left on my shoulder like a girl. Yes, I can do this. I know I can." After about 15 minutes of Maria leading me around the floor, I was beginning to get the idea, and I only stepped on her feet 4 times. She continued to lead. "Maria, you've got me being the girl here." "I know, Nick. So what? Don't you like following? You really need to follow some more to learn the steps. Tell you what, come over to my house after dinner on Friday and I'll teach you some steps." "Gee, Maria, that sounds great. You live in the big red brick house on Park Boulevard, don't you?" "Yes, that's it. See you then? Count on it." And so I had my first date all set with my dream girl. I couldn't believe what she saw in me with all the macho studs around, but I wasn't going to complain to the Chamber of Commerce about it. Jack was simply floored. If Maria noticed anyone, especially a shrimp, I'm surprised it wasn't Jack. He has long, almost black hair, big blue flashing eyes combined with a twinkle that makes you think he's always up to something, and a really nice big smile with perfect teeth. Of course, he's built like me. Maybe that's why they put us in the same dorm room. So Friday came around, and I showed up as directed. I kind of felt like whatever Maria wanted me to do, I'd probably do it. I had a real bad crush. Well, I don't know. The more I think about it, maybe it's really envy. Yeah, I guess I am a little jealous of her. I wonder what it's like being a pretty popular girl. Well, not likely I'm ever going to find out, especially the girl part. "Hi, Nick. Come on in." "Where are your folks, Maria?" "They're both working. Dad's away at a seminar, and Mom is on night shift. She doesn't really need to work, but she got bored. They know I can take care of myself. I don't have anything to fear from you, do I, Nick?" "Of course not, Maria. That would never cross my mind." "Good. Then let's get down to business. I'll put on a slow CD. Let's start with a waltz. I like to wear heels when I dance. I see you do too." "Heels?" "Oh yeah, the boots. Well, they give me an extra 2 inches and I need them." "Well, maybe you do, but those heavy boots nearly broke my foot in the gym." "I didn't want to embarrass you by saying anything then, but give me a break and not my toes. How about trying something a little less damaging and lighter?" "What do you mean?" "You want to be taller, and you have already been wearing high heels for a while. How about trying a pair of mine? They'd be a lot easier on my feet. Please." Silence. "I'll take that as a yes. I'll go get you a pair the same height as you are used to, and a pair of hose." Maria returned downstairs with 2 pairs of heels, 2 inches and 3, a pair of hose and a garter belt. They were pretty, but me wear girls' shoes and hose? I don't know about this. All right, Nikki, take your boots, pants, and socks off and sit down. I'm going to show you how a lady puts on her hose. Take this with the hook facing in and fasten it around your waist. Then twist it around so the snap is in the back. Good. Don't you have any of those knee-high things? No, I hate them. Now take a stocking and roll it up like this, showing him. Point your toes and slip it on up your leg very gently, and I'll show you how to attach the hooks. There, first leg done. Now you do the other one by yourself. Why do I have to wear hose with the shoes? They wouldn't fit over your socks, and if you don't wear hose, your bare feet will stick and pull out the linings. You wouldn't want to ruin your pretty pumps, would you? No, of course not. There, how did I do? Not bad. Now put on the pumps. My, they fit rather well. You do have small feet for a boy, but now that I see you in hose and heels, something is very wrong with this picture. What is that? You are playing a girl here for this lesson, and you really should have a pretty skirt, one that makes you take little steps. Just a minute. Whoa, what's happening to me here? I come over to my dream date's house for a dancing lesson, and all of a sudden, I'm in Jose in heels, and now she wants me in a skirt. Oh well, what harm can it do? We're alone. Judging by what's going on in my shorts, I must not mind that much. Actually, the whole idea is kind of wicked. Besides, maybe I'm going to get that chance to see what it's like to be pretty after all. It's not the worst thing she could do to me, I thought, as I felt my excitement at being made to look a little like a girl. I brought you an A-line skirt so you could move a little, and here, put this on too. A panty? Not just a panty, a control panty. I see that thing, and I don't want it distracting you. This will calm you down. Besides, it would ruin the line of your skirt. Just bend yourself backward and let nature take its course. I did as my goddess commanded me, of course. Well, I said, now I guess I'm really prepared to dance backward with Jose, heels, panty, and a skirt and half slip. With my cable knit sweater, I guess all I need is bouncy bumps and makeup. Is that really the way you really want me, Maria? Do you really want the whole truth, Nikki? Of course. Well, I can really see you as a girl. A very pretty one too, and you really don't see me dating a lot of men now, do you? Well, no. That's because really I prefer girls. Pretty, feminine girls, Nikki, like you could be, but I have to maintain a certain appearance as a girl, so I date boys too. You could be my girlfriend, Nikki. In fact, if you are going to remain in my company, it is absolutely required that you become a girl. Gulp. Become a girl. My heart began to pound harder with excitement, and that panty was really hurting now, but excitement for what? All you need is some expert help from me, and you and I could have a lot of fun together. Really? I mean, you can make me pretty? Yes. And what kinds of fun? Oh, shopping and movies and restaurants and dancing and, all that girl stuff. How can I do that, Maria? I don't have breasts or pierced ears or curly hair. And I've never worn clothes like these before, although they do make me feel nice and sexy. And I see what you mean about the heel height. It really is about the same, and they are much lighter. Oh, little Nikki. That's what I'm going to call you from now on, spelled Nikki. We can take care of those little problems, mere incidentals. It will take some time, but my dad is a practicing gynecologist. What's that? A women's doctor, and he has lots of free samples of stuff that can give you a lovely bosom and body and luscious thick hair and beautiful skin. Would you like to be pretty and popular like me, Nikki? You know I would, Maria, but why? How? Don't you worry your pretty little head about it, Nikki. I'll take care of everything, and it will be just our little secret. It's not going to be so secret very long, is it? I mean, I'm going to have to explain why I'm changing eventually. We'll work around that somehow. You'll see. With your stature and build, did you ever think about what it would be like to be a girl? Sure, especially getting picked on so much growing up, but I never thought it was possible. Even Jack admitted he wondered about it himself one day. Oh, Nikki, it is very possible. You have a couple of choices. You can just be a crossdresser or a she-male, or you can be a transsexual and actually change sex. I really don't care what you decide to do. Nothing is impossible if you want it enough these days. Let me show you some things on my computer. We went to Maria's room and fired up her computer. For the moment, dance class was suspended. Aside from an initial balance problem, I soon felt rather comfortable in my new slender girl's heels. They did look nice and sexy too. I liked to look at my feet in them. They were so different, so feminine and dainty looking. Every time I looked at them, I had a painful reminder that I was still a feminized boy after all, but they did look so cute. I began to forget I was Nick, and for a while I was Nikki, and it was fun being in the company of my goddess, this temptress who had beguiled me so. Nikki, when I graduate next year, I'm going into med school to be a doctor like my dad. I'm going to need someone at home who is supportive, someone who sees to my needs, takes care of the house and the mundane but necessary details of life that will help to make my time more valuable and me a success. Would you like to be that person? Oh yes, Maria. I couldn't imagine a nicer fate than to be that person and take care of you. Would you be willing to marry me and become my little housewife? Wife? Of course. I will need someone who is devoted to me and my success, someone to be hostess for our parties, someone who is both beautiful and charming. Of course I'll marry you, Maria. Anything I have is yours. Good, my little one, because what I require of you is your masculinity. I want you to give it up for me. I want to turn you into a lovely feminine girl, perhaps a real one, I don't know yet. Will you try to be the person I need, Nikki darling? Oh, yes, my goddess Maria. I will be your sweet little wife if that is the only way I can have you. What can I do to prove my sincerity? First, you need to begin learning to be and act like a girl, and tomorrow I will visit Daddy's office and get some things to help round you and keep you from acquiring all those nasty masculine features like a beard and low voice. At your age, they should have developed fully, but obviously you are in a delayed puberty. You will take a time-release shot every week and work up to several pills a day. Then you will begin to take 2 shots every week, and slowly your body and your mind will reject the testosterone flowing through your blood, and then you will embrace your feminine fate and marry me. We will begin your lessons at once. From now on, I want you in satin panties at all times when you aren't in the bath or a sexy bathing suit. And when you come over, you will change into a dress or skirt and blouse with a bra, hose, and high heels, and I will school you in how to be my helpmate. I want my little darling to always deport herself as a refined lady. No jeans for you, Nikki. Tight, sensuous slacks, sometimes with appropriate pumps and a nice sweater to show off your charms, but never jeans. Is that clear? Yes, Maria, if that's what you want. Feminize me if that is the only way I can have you. That is the only way, Nikki. I don't need a man. I need a devoted wife. She then had me put on a bra, which was appropriately stuffed with some kind of silicone that looked, felt, and bounced like real breasts. I knew she didn't need them. She must have been planning this for me for a while. Maria sat me down at her vanity and proceeded to pluck some eyebrows and draw them to perfection. Added some eyeliner and mascara, blush, and rose lipstick that complemented my complexion. She took the rubber band off my ponytail, brushing it all forward and then back, combing it for body. All right, Nikki, that will have to do for this evening. Put on your 3 inches patent pumps and go look in the mirror. I did as instructed. I fell in love with the girl in the mirror, not as a love object, but at once realized what Maria had seen in me. Under her guidance, I really could be adorable. Oh, I know that sounds conceited, but it was true nonetheless. I really did have potential. My dream to be pretty and popular, but just with my darling Maria. That would be enough. Oh, thank you, Maria. I'm speechless. I never knew I could look or feel like this, so pretty and sexy. I turned this way and that and twirled around, letting my skirt swing. The feeling of complete freedom was wonderful, intoxicating. I knew then that she would have her way with me, and then the flashbulb went off, recording forever my first night as Maria's girlfriend, and soon, hopefully, her lover. Sure enough, the following day, she had a syringe prepared when I got there to her house and a bottle of purple pills, a big bottle. She told me to drop my panties, and she pushed a cc into my already generous butt, wiped it with alcohol, and told me to pull them up. I put the big bottle in my jacket pocket so none of the guys at the dorm would see it, especially my roommate Jack. Then I got into the clothing she had laid out for me. There was a 34B bra with push-up pads, garters, hose, a full slip, and a shirtwaist dress, teal with matching 3 inches heels. Maria had hot rollers ready this time and rolled up all my hair, explaining every step she was taking. You will need these skills, Nikki, so pay attention to everything we do, as you will be doing it yourself very soon and later, for me sometimes. I need all the time I can get to study for midterm exams. You should be studying too, so why don't you just bring your homework over here in the evenings, and we can keep up with schooling you in the feminine arts and scholastic ones as well." "I'd love that, Maria. Thank you." "Oh, I thank you too, my little pumpkin. I think you are the find of a lifetime for me. I can't wait until I get into med school and we can move in together. Daddy promised to get me my own apartment if I make it, and with my grades I will." And so it began. I was over at Maria's house about 4 nights a week from then on. By the time finals were over, I had acquired some rather feminine mannerisms, and my chest, once flat, now had 2 proud young breasts thrusting forth. My bottom was putting on weight. Never having been at all muscular, all this, combined with my manner and the hair, the decidedly feminine manicure, arched eyebrows, and pierced ears she insisted I get, combined to give me a quite androgynous appearance, leaning strongly toward female considering my height and general build. She insisted that I always wear either hoops or studs, regardless of how I was dressed, to remind me that I was a girl in training. I could certainly still pass as Nick if I had to, but I was becoming more convincing as Nikki. Maria was forever schooling me every minute with suggestions and critical remarks about my feminine deportment. It was becoming second nature, and I was having to think about being Nick even when in his clothing and see. I was speaking of him in the third person, detached. Jack was finally becoming a little alarmed at the changes he was seeing in me. He knew that I was still dating Maria and that we were getting on famously. I had not told him that we were going to be married or that I was going to be the wife. But then, I really didn't expect him to understand. Just before we broke for summer vacation, however, he caught me in a pair of my satin panties with my ever-increasing breasts thrusting forward through my t-shirt. My hair, never cut since Maria had taken charge of my life, was quite feminine and lush, even when it wasn't curled, I'm afraid, and she had taken me to her beautician for a haircut that would barely pass as masculine on a dark night. "What's going on with you, Nick? The way you look and act lately, I'd almost think I was rooming with a girl, not a guy. I apologize if that upsets you, but that is what I see. Are you turning into one of those trans whatchamacallits?" "I guess the cat's out of the bag, isn't it, Jack? I honestly don't know. I love Maria, and well, she likes me this way, and I'm afraid it's only going to get more pronounced. Would you like me to apply for another room?" No, Nick, it's okay, really. I really don't mind at all. Watching this happen is kind of a turn-on, actually. Here, before my very eyes, my roomie turns into a girl. We're both so slightly built and everything. What you are doing actually had crossed my mind too. I've really wondered what it would be like to be an attractive girl. And if you keep going the way you are, I can see that you are going to be just that, aren't you? I'm afraid so, Jack, and I really appreciate your understanding of this. I guess I don't have to worry about dressing in front of you anymore then. Hell no. You are getting a little obscene without a bra, though. I really think you should wear one all the time. You have a feminine wardrobe. Oh, yes. Maria has been buying me stuff ever since midterms, almost 4 months now, but I've had to keep it all at her house because of you. Well, Nick, call me Nikki with an I. All right, Nikki, if you want to move some wardrobe in here, makeup and stuff, I really don't mind, but we'll have to be a little careful about your comings and goings, that's all. Geez, Nikki, I've known you for 2 years and I don't know how to say this. Well then, do you think that I could, try on some of your things? Really? My girl things? You'd like to find out what it's like? I never thought I'd be telling another living person about this, Nikki, but you are rather unique. There are only a couple of things these little bodies are good for, and I hate horses. The other one is being a girl. You seem to be well down that road, and yes, I'm curious as hell, and having a girl like you for a roommate is my perfect opportunity, and I just know if I pass it up, I'll be kicking myself the rest of my life. Is it all right? If I show promise, will you teach me? I'd love to, Jack. I'd adore having a girlfriend to talk to and to share with. I can't think of anything more decadent or fun. Yes, of course. I'll even get you the hormones if you want. It would be such fun seeing you blossom and become a young woman with me. The process is very stimulating, to say the least. We can start right now with some lessons in mannerisms, speech, and walking. Don't you dare get your hair cut over the summer. I'll ask Maria if she can get more hormones. I'm sure she can. In the meantime, we can dress you to the nines and see if it thrills you as much as it has come to do with me. I just don't know what I'm going to do over the summer, though. I don't dare go swimming like this unless I go as a girl, and my parents aren't going to go for that. Well, I don't think they will anyway. Who knows? I never thought I'd fall for a girl who wanted me for a wife either. She asked you to marry her, as her wife. Like stay home and mind the kids, wife. Exactly, and I've accepted. I just can't say no to her, and I'm becoming more comfortable as her girlfriend, fiancé every day. She says I am becoming a very presentable girl, and we started going out as two girls just a few weeks ago. Would you like to come along with us this weekend to dinner Saturday night and see how the other half lives? Sure, I'd love it. I can't wait to see what kind of girl you make, but with those things bouncing out front, I'll bet one of those push-up bras could fool just about anyone. I'll say, if Maria likes pretty girls, you sure are going to make her happy. Have you seen her yet? No, but that can wait until tonight. Would you like to come over with us? Oh yes, I'd like that. She can give me an evaluation of my progress. Yours, on the other hand, is self-explanatory. Giggle. Yes, I guess it is. Well, this is what she wanted. Hope she likes the package. She'd have to be nuts not to, Nikki. You're next to beautiful yourself. I love your hair. Yours is coming along too, little sister. Oh, that just gives me shivers when you say that, said Jackie. I've been observing you, Jackie, and I guess you realize you barely pass. That's not a very nice thing to say. Yes, it is. I mean, as Jack. Oh, thank you then. Does that mean you'd be okay with Jackie coming with you tonight? Yes, I think so. Get dressed and let me see what my old pal Jack doesn't look like anymore. My definite pleasure. And so, Jack began an amazingly short transition into my new roomie, Jacqueline. It only took her about 30 minutes, start to finish. I was impressed. You must have passed Girl 101 with an A, Jackie. Well, according to Anne and Laurie, I did. What a pair. They never let up on me for a minute. Every time I did something boyish, they were on my case, even if I was in Jack mode. That got a little dicey once, but I survived. You like? I like. Don't change. You're fine the way you are. What do you say we girls run over to Domino's for a little pizza before we meet Maria? Oh, let's. I'm dying for a sausage and pepperoni. You Italians girls, I swear.
Did you like the story? Hit that like button and tell me what you thought in the comments. Do you want to hear more stories? Subscribe and hit the bell. For exclusive content and early access, check out our Patreon. You can find the link in the description, or you can watch any of the videos shown on my right. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.